Hello and welcome to today's conversation around the one thing that you are missing if you're not recovering. And this one is gonna be fire because frankly, I've seen a lot of comments and questions in our amazing free Facebook group. And I just see people just going around in circles, and it is frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to watch because it doesn't have to be that way. And I've just seen too many people suffer for way too long unnecessarily when there's actually a hell of a lot of things that these guys could be doing to help themselves. We've got such an amazing community inside our Facebook group, in our information hub. And so I want to give a big shout out to you guys. And I just also want to say that, there's lots of forums out there that don't really have any boundaries and kind of guidelines. And we're very different. And so we have a zero negative venting policy across the board at CFS Health. And so I just want to say thank you to the people who are reporting spammy kind of comments and messages. We don't want that in our space. And we only want an uplifting, encouraging environment. And so if we see someone putting someone else down or being negative in that kind of way, they'll be blocked and out of this group. You don't need it. You're not here for that. You're here to get better. You're here to improve. You're here to recover. Guys, let's get into today's conversation. We're going to talk about this today. I'm actually pretty excited. So I've got a new model and a framework to share with you guys. And there's really key three things that are going to help you with your recovery. And our members do this all the time. This is what we focus on inside our program. And so I'm going to go deep inside of the 3 R's that are going to help you with your recovery. And they're things that you might not know of. Right now, I feel like a lot of people just second guess. If you're not in our program, if you've got no idea about recovery, you're second guessing yourself all the time. And what I'm really sick of is people just going around in circles asking, Toby, should I try this sleep apnea thing? Should I try this supplement? What's this gadget? Is this gadget going to fix my anxiety? And I get it. I've been there. I went through this myself, and we literally spent thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on all these freaking things. And at the end of the day, none of them worked. None of them worked. And the whole reason why I started CFS Health in the whole first place was to never let anyone else have to go through what I went through. The pain and suffering that I went through alone was so excruciatingly painful that all I could think about was everyone in the world suffering on their own. That's all I could think about. And as I started to get better, as I trialed and errored every freaking thing under the sun, as I got mentors and guidance from people, experts outside of me, to help myself get better, that's when I finally realized it's not going to be a gadget. It's not going to be a supplement. I tried supplements. I had a whole freaking cabinet full of supplements. I just don't want to see you suffering unnecessarily, because I see a lot of posts. I spoke to a couple of people on the phone this morning who have applied for our program, and it just hurts to hear it. And, I said to one particular person, I said, I need you to sit down and I need you to write down everything that you're struggling with right now. Don't tell me these next quick fixes you're going to try. Just tell me what you need help with. Write down all the things. Is it sleep that you're struggling with? Is it your mood? Is it you don't know what to do with your movement? Is it nutrition? Is it how you're running your day? What's your structure and routine like? Is it your mindset? What is it? Because we need to identify where the problem is. Too many people are throwing solutions at problems they don't actually need fixing on. But if they fixed a root cause problem that actually is a deeper issue, they wouldn't have to throw all this other crap at it and waste so much time and money. And not only that, the emotional exhaustion that comes with this up and down yo-yo of trying another thing. Are you with me here? Honestly, it's one of the most frustrating things to watch. It's oh, don't do this. You know you can get better. And you know that it's not going to come from something outside of yourself. And there's a gap. There's you here, and then there's the reality that you could have But you keep doing surface level stuff that isn't going to get you here. You need to show up every single day to get to where you want to get to. And a gadget, a pill, a potion, a doctor, even a program isn't going to do that for you. I'm going to give you a framework right now that's going to help you put all your faith and energy into something that's going to give you a return of investment. This is you, right here. And this is your much better, bigger reality, right? It's where you want to get to. And in order to get there, you keep trying to throw all these little things thinking that that's going to be the answer. You do one thing at once. You try and hit a home run every single day. You're like, this is going to be the thing. So I'm going to hit this massive home run and it falls short and you go down. And then I'm going to try another magic pill or a cure and then I'm going to go down. You never reach the reality that you want to get to because you're not doing what that reality requires. In order for you to have this reality, you're going to have to do certain things to get there. And it's certainly not going to be a pill, a potion, a doctor. And this is what we see. And I'm going to share with you a really powerful story in a second. But let's say that's where you want to get to. Well, like I said before, there's certain things that reality is asking for you to do in order to get there. And so it looks more like this, these tiny little stepping stones that you have to do, that you have to commit to and do the work. Someone said the other day, there's no such thing about recovery. Oh, it was just a luck. It was just a fluke. We had one of our members just recently leave our program because she's just doing so well and she's ready to fly. And she's been ill for 20 plus years. And I'm so proud of her because I've watched her commit so fully to the program. It's not funny. Like it's a school day every single day for her. We love it when we get emails like this. And we tell our members when we have our game plan sessions, we want you to leave when you're at the top, when you're literally ready to fly. And you can literally send us an email saying, I'm ready to fly. And so that's what this lady did. And, we posted it. I posted it because I was so excited for her. And of course, somebody who doesn't believe in recovery commented quite a rude comment saying, well, how do you know? Like it was just luck, or what if it wasn't even chronic fatigue syndrome and it was just made up, or, just all this crap. And I felt like it was so disrespectful because if you're not in the program, you don't see what these people are doing on a daily basis to get to where they're at. And I can tell you right now, I've been doing this work for over 12 years. Face-to-face, one-on-one, and in a group setting, and online in 53 countries. And I've never met anyone who got better by doing nothing. I never met anyone who got better through a gadget, through a pill, through a doctor, through a test, through anything like that. Never. Literally not one person out of over 3,000 people. And I used to work one-on-one with people every single day in my clinic. And you can ask those people, they did the work. And if we go back to this diagram, I want to show you, it was about baseline. It was about routine. It was about mindset. It was about accepting where they were at in this current moment. I see so many people just like being in so much resistance with where they're at. Well, they can't start their journey until they accept and start from where they're at. But they think acceptance is like quitting. And it's like, no, we don't want you to quit. We want you to start so you can get better. And it's like you have to start with where you're at. You've got to stop lying to yourself and pretending that something that you're not. That's half the problem. But as Gemma, our mindset coach, said so beautifully today in one of her posts, she said, it's so possible for you to get the life that you want, but you're not willing to start where you need to start and do the work because it's uncomfortable. It's not fun. It's not sexy. My guys in my program know, let's make boring sexy. That's what I say every single time. Literally every single time. Make boring sexy. So you can see here that the reality that you actually want, which is over here, requires you to step up, requires you to do the work, requires you to take responsibility, requires you to be consistent over a long period of time. And then eventually your life expands into something so much bigger, so much more profound than you ever thought was possible. And just like one of our fantastic members, like I said, the lady who is ready to fly, did exactly this, and it's very different for every single person. I'm going to take you through a model in a second. It's a 3-step framework, and it will help you identify where you're at and what you need help with. But ultimately, what you need is dependent on where you're at. So for some people, it's like we need to start with sleep and nutrition and routine and structure. For other people, it's time to start restoring energy and re-strengthening your body. For other people, it's time to integrate back into life. For some of you, it's starting from stage 1 all the way through to stage 3. Some of you might be in stage 2 that are ready to go to stage 3. It really just depends. And I just want to say, just to fully clarify, the clients that I've worked with over the last 12 years, not one person has come to me and said, oh my God, Toby, it was this one thing that got me better. It's never just one thing. It's always multiple things. It's always a holistic approach. It's always comprehensive. And to be honest, if there was one thing, I would be literally selling it forever and selling it to freaking everyone. There is no magic pill. There's no one thing that's going to get you better. That's why our program is the most comprehensive online program in the world, because that is what is required to have a holistic approach and to recover robustly so you can start to live again and do what you want to do. There is structure in the process, yes. You must have structure. And here's the problem. Most people, and this is this gap that I'm talking about, and I want you to stop this. If you're watching this right now and you're doing this, please, I want you to stop this right now. Here's what's happening, right? Let's just get rid of this for a sec. So like I said before, there's this reality, and then here's your current reality. It's pretty small right there, and you want this reality, right? And the gap is a couple of things. One of the gap is you literally believe in order to get over here, I need to find someone, something to do it for me, right? And what you're actually doing is handing over the responsibility, actually the keys to your life. And no wonder you're feeling upset. No wonder you're feeling so unsure. No wonder you're feeling so vulnerable. Because you're literally giving the keys of your life to somebody else to run. How do you think that's going to work out? And this is why when people join our program, we say to them, we will not do the work for you. Our program isn't going to fix you. Our program is going to help you help yourself get healthy and start living again. Full stop. So my question to you is how freeing would it be if you took the keys back in your hand? And if you decided that you're going to dictate the 24 hours that you have been given every single day to do something that's going to help you move forwards. Now, of course, I'm not saying do it on your own. You can. I basically did it, but there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook back then. There was certainly no help, but I got mentors along the way. And so if you have the resources, invest in mentors. If you don't, go on YouTube, watch these kind of videos, get inspiration. If you want to change something, you need to change it. And no one can do the changing for you. We joke in our program when people join and enroll, we have a Kickstarter call. It's such a fun call for all our new members. One of the things is we're going to help you do the work, but we won't do the work for you. And that means don't come to me and say, Toby, make me drink my healthy smoothie. Toby, please just make me meditate and do my restorative breathing. Toby, please do this too. No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that for you. We're going to give you everything we've got. We've got templates. We've got recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got everything covered. We've got everything. So, that's one of the things that I want everyone to realize. This is a gap that you're totally giving up on because you're expecting someone or something to fix you outside of yourself. But what if you said, all right, I'm committed to getting here. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit excited. And maybe I don't know exactly the full plan, but I'm going to commit to me showing up and doing what I can over time to do more and more and more and more and more. And what happens over time? You literally start to move forwards and progress, right? And that is really what you want, is the success of your new reality, right? But I can guarantee one thing, if you keep doing what you're doing and you keep hoping I just need someone to support me and listen to me. You know, you believing that you just need to talk everything out and just be supported is going to keep you stuck as well. Because there's no plan in that. You literally just want to vent. And venting isn't actually going to help you get better. It might help relieve some initial struggle, but it's not really a plan for recovery. And so again, this is why I ask you all who are watching right now, get in touch with yourself and start to notice, like, what is it that I really need right now? You know, is it mindset? Is it gut health? Is it nutrition? Is it restorative movement? Is it everything? Is it baseline? You need to stop pushing and crashing. Is it acceptance? Is it letting go of guilt? What is it for you guys in the chat box? What's resonating right now, what I'm saying? But there's a big gap. And I'm seeing it too often at the moment. It's really, I hate seeing it because, you know, I started this whole thing to make sure no one else had to go through what I went through. But again, it's a journey. And sometimes you have to go through this to get to this point of realization that actually, no, it is up to me. And so I don't want you to feel like it is your fault, because it's really not. The system's kind of geared against you. The system says, hey, you're sick, take this pill. Hey, you're sick, do this supplement, do this protocol, try this, try that. And it doesn't work, right? Because recovery from chronic fatigue syndrome requires you to be in the driver's seat of your recovery. And no one else can do that for you. We can help you, you can get help from other people, but it's not like you're expecting them to do it for you, because it just won't happen. Like I said before, one of the biggest gaps I see is this mindset gap of like just stuckness. You know, just stuckness. And you're really limited to the thinking that you're having right now. So if you have limited thinking and you're just believing that it's not possible for you, well then you're putting yourself at a ceiling that says it's not possible for you. And so I want you to, before we even get into this training tonight, I want you to expand your mind. Now, just hear me out. I'm not saying that you've got to think positive to get better, because that's bullshit. I'm not saying that you got to pretend that everything's fine when it's not. What I am saying is I need you to increase the level of possibility and potential in your mind so that you're open to change. If you're watching this right now and you're going, it's not possible for me, well, none of this shit matters. None of anything that I'm saying right now literally matters to you, because it's not going to land. Right? Like you've got a shield over you that says, it's not possible for me, no thanks. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. It's such a conclusive mindset. And again, it's not your fault. You've been told. Like I said, I had a doctor say to me, there's nothing we can do. And I just remember how upset I was in such a dark place. Like it was so dark. Imagine being told nothing you can do. Nothing you can do to get better. No pill, nothing. Just sleep it off. Maybe sweat, go run, you know, think positively. Thanks, doctor. Yeah, really feel like thinking positively right now. Yeah. I remember I was so angry. I remember that day when my doctor literally said to me, "There's nothing you can do." I remember going home and I was just so upset. I was so relieved I finally got a diagnosis. I thought, wow, great. There's an answer now. We can find the solution. And I remember the doctor said, nothing we can do. Yeah. See you later. And it was one of the darkest days of my life, but it was one of the best days as well. Because ultimately, from that dark place was born the idea of not letting anyone else have to go through what I went through then. And this is why we teach what we teach. This is why we do what we do. This is why we have our program, right? And you just need to make sure that you're not taking on other people's words all the time, especially ones that aren't useful or helping you or hindering you. You know, we had Lauren Giammarco, one of our past clients. She was told there was nothing she could do. And she refused to take that as an answer. And thank God she did, because that same lady 2 years later is now hiking mountains. She just published her book called The Unbecoming. You can go and see that on Amazon, The Unbecoming. An amazing woman, such an incredible story of total self-empowerment. and she is just living her life fully again. And so, you just want to just be careful. Don't listen to everything you hear, and digest it for yourself and try it on. Is this actually helping or is it not? A lady just said here on the comments, I got out of the doctors and I was so upset and angry later as I was told it was all in my head, psychosomatic. Exactly. And we know that's not true. What you're going through is 100% real and physical. Right? We got some comments coming in. My doctor told me to go to the gym, and this is what just makes me so angry. For some people, the gym is the last thing you need. If you're in stage 1 of recovery, gym is the last thing you should be doing. Any kind of movement, structured movement like that is the last thing I would be recommending. And here's the problem. A doctor, most of them, not all of them, most of them, have 15 minutes and they'll just like blurt out some words and then see you later, next person, right? It's not their fault either. They don't have any training. They don't have much experience in this field. But this requires a full health makeover. Recovery requires a full health makeover. It's not like a broken arm where you put plaster on it and off you go. 9 weeks later, you're good, right? We need to reverse what is actually going on in your body, and that requires good health. And so we need to build good health. And we've got another person who says, I was told to rest and wait and see. And how hard would that be to just go home and just stay where you're at? I see it all the time. And guys, it takes time. I want to let you know, I'm not painting this like a picture of like, it's just so easy and it's perfect. No, you don't see the effort and the energy and the sacrifice and the commitment and the recommitment and then the recommitment and then the recommitment after that to keep going when you don't necessarily feel like doing it. But you certainly don't want to just stay and wait and just kind of hope that things get better, because hoping is not really going to get you there. Wishing is not going to get you there. No one in the medical profession has talked about full recovery. They just talk about managing symptoms. Exactly. Because it's a sick care system. It is about managing sickness in that field. It's not about health. It's not about thriving. It's not about expanding. It's not about capacity. It's about let's manage and fix symptoms and throw pills at a symptom. And this is what's frustrating me. I'm seeing too many questions, even in this group. And I know you're well intended. You're all amazing. You're here for the right reasons, but you're so stuck on the surface level that you're going to get nowhere. And it's just like, oh, please, like, don't keep doing this. And I know some of you are new here, and so it might take a little time for you to watch some of our trainings and understand this, but as your health goes up, symptoms go down. And for the people who are struggling, and even people in our program, imagine if they weren't looking after themselves and weren't doing this work. Where could they be if they weren't doing this work? They could be even worse, right? Life gets in the way, things are going on. It's tough. Emily Collins, she's in our program right now, just commented in that it really is in your own hands to recover, and it can and does happen. Yes, and Emily's a testament to that because she's constantly showing up, and she got rewarded recently by celebrating her 21st birthday and having a friggin' amazing night out with her girlfriends. And 9 months ago, she was really not being able to leave her house. And so that's a pretty big feat. And someone will go, oh, well, that's a fluke. That's just, maybe it was luck. Bullshit. Luck is labor under correct knowledge. I've never met anyone who's recovered from chronic fatigue syndrome from luck. I just find it so unbelievable that people think that it's just lucky. It's crazy. It takes work. Anything great takes work. Tell me something that's great that doesn't take work. These conversations are so important. And if I just have one wish for you, it's just to take recovery in your own hands. To not think that you need to actually fix symptoms to get better, because you don't. You just need to focus on getting healthy. You need to stop pushing and crashing initially just to get a baseline. Once you've got your baseline, we can start to expand. As you start to expand, you build strength and stamina, your immune system gets better, you build strength and stamina, you expand, your capacity gets bigger, your purpose gets bigger, you start to expand in your life, your purpose gets even bigger, your life gets bigger, your health gets better, your symptoms decrease. Like, there's cycles, all right? And ultimately the question is, are you in a cycle of productivity and prosperity and it's moving you towards more of what you want? Or are you in a cycle of negativity that's actually dragging you backwards? sabotaging yourself, going backwards, not doing the right things, procrastinating, keep looking for the sexy shiny object that's going to be the next thing, and then being disappointed. It's like 1 week on, 3 months off kind of thing. I'm a massive advocate for guidance and mentors because ultimately it helps you get there faster. If you want to be like someone, or if you want something that someone else has got, speak to them, join them, learn from them, study them, see what they're doing, and learn from them. It's the fastest way. I was lucky, my parents were very into kind of personal development, especially my dad, and so I was really lucky to have that mindset of, well, investing is worth it. I've had a coach since I went through chronic fatigue syndrome, and the coaches have changed over time because I don't need the same coach for this stuff because I don't have that problem anymore. But you want to start getting people in your life who have mastered what you want to master, who have done or are doing what you want to be doing, and get close to them. And I always say proximity is power. And what I mean by that is you got to surround yourself with people you want to be around, you want to be like. And you got to stop hanging out with people who are dragging you down and keeping you in an environment that you're actually currently in that you don't want to be in. Like, it's crazy. It's so simple, but it's crazy the amount of people that stay doing this stuff. Guys, I told you I was fired up tonight. I want to take you through this simple step-by-step model. Something I created recently. For those of you who don't know, in our program we have what we call the CFS health model, and basically it is our recovery model. And we take our clients through the entire process, from start to finish, from basically suffering to stabilized, from complex to simple, and from overwhelmed to a bigger capacity. And so the guys who are in our program, you guys know that we have this, but basically what I've done is I've created a second model, and this is for everybody. This is just for the wider community, people who aren't in our program, so we can kind of at least help them get an idea and gauge on where they're at and what they need. So our goal for you is to help you start living again. That's just what we do. When I go to a cafe, people ask me all the time, what do you do? I go, well, we help people with chronic illness get healthy and start living again. They go, wow. And I go, yeah, we've got the most comprehensive online recovery program in the world. We have a movement coach, a specialist, we have a nutrition specialist, we have accountability coaches, we have a mindset coach, we have general health coaches, we have an integrative doctor. We literally cover every aspect of recovery. There's nothing left out. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we just help people start living again. That's what we do. And for you at home watching this right now, there's 3 things that we need to do in order to get you there. Okay. 1, we need to create balance. There's probably a lot of unbalanced aspect to your life right now. Things aren't feeling congruent, potentially. Things just don't feel aligned. And on a physical level, there's no balance there either. Okay. There's no real foundation that you're on. And so initially we need to really create balance, and that's where we restore, right? So we want to make sure that if you're in stage 1 or you're new here or you're really, really struggling, we need to focus on restoring first before we think about anything else. When we restore, it's simply going to help us create balance, Once we've got that, it's time to re-strengthen. It's time to re-strengthen. And what I mean by re-strengthen is we need to re-strengthen our brains and our bodies. Right? Here, we're talking about restorative movement. We're talking about reconditioning your body appropriately. And again, depending on what stage you're in, we have a program for you. Right? It's not like you just get shoved into a program and you're left on your own. It's like, no, here's the guidelines, here's the trainings, watch the 3 stages of recovery. Based off that, here's what you need to follow for the next 3 months. And so if you're in stage 1, then we look at functional day-to-day activity, building your functionality around the house and your just living. If you're at stage 2, we do structured movement, we do restorative movement, reconditioning your body appropriately through our movement programs. And then of course, if you're in stage 3, it's about integrating into life and doing step 1 and 2. So you got the 3 combined, right? Now, here's the thing. If you want to expand and actually move forwards and progress, you need consistency, right? So we tie these two in together. We tie in re-strengthen with consistency and build on top of what we're talking about. Now, if you think in visual terms, it's like little steps, right? And as we go up, we progress. As we go up, we progress. But we also maintain. So these flat spots are maintenance sessions, or should I say maintenance weeks. And then the up sessions are like maintenance progress months, yeah? And so you might be progressing once a month, but you then go to the next level. It's a little bit more nuanced to this. Again, we've got trainings in our actual program for it, but you get the idea of what I'm talking about here in terms of consistency. We don't expect, and we definitely don't want you to go like that straight up, because it's not going to be realistic and it won't be good for your body in terms of adaptation. And so we need to do it appropriately for you, so we get a bit of a flow, but we also move to more of what we want. Okay. And then lastly, we move to re-energize. And this is really in stage 3 here, where we just fully expand our capacity. Okay. And here is where we make progress. And when we make progress, we simply start living again. And so I'm going to zoom out here so you can see what I'm doing here. And so what I want to ask you is, does this make total sense to you? Where are you at on the model? Are you in 1, restore, 2, re-strengthen, or 3, re-energize? Which one are you in? What do you feel like you need to choose? You know, is it balance, is it consistency, or is it progress right now? I'm just curious for you. You can be a couple as well, but predominantly you should be 1. It's like, okay, I really need to balance everything, like almost like a reset. Or I've done that, I've got the balance, but now I just need to stick at it and be consistent. Or 3, I'm actually stuck with where I'm at and I probably need to progress or regress and go less is more initially. So again, the goal is to start living again, but we need to have a long-term plan. We can't just like shoot from the hip and try things and then not try them and then just go all around everywhere and not get anywhere, basically. My suggestion to you, if you're not getting help, is to focus on the thing that you are in right now, hone in on it, do it properly, and move forwards. Emma says, I think balance, but finding it hard with young children to care for. I know it's tough, but we have single mums in our program. We have mums who have 4 or 5 kids and they're doing well. And it's not easy, but it just takes discipline. It takes sacrifice. It takes boundaries. It takes a lot, but it's possible. In fact, I had one lady who's just amazing. She just finished our program recently because she's ready to fly. And she was in a really tough place mentally. She actually felt really guilty and she felt like a bad mum. We had to do a big coaching session with her around this topic, and she had a huge breakthrough, and it actually changed the game for her forever. She took the driver's seat of her recovery again. She took the keys back, basically, and she empowered herself. And the craziest thing happened. She started to love and start to look forward to hanging out with her baby again, her child. Just incredible, really. And now she's just doing amazing. So, again, surrounding yourself with people who are doing great things. That's why I believe that our program is so amazing, because of the people that are in it. It's a whole other topic about mums and recovery. It is hard, but you're doing it for the right reasons, and it can be really empowering. And honestly, we'll have some mums on our podcast soon, because some pretty powerful stories from them. Martina says progress, but I'm still stuck in the pain and exhaustion. Well, I don't think you need to be in progress then. You need to be back in balance. You need to recalibrate. You need to go back to balance and get some consistency. But you can't get consistency if you're trying to progress all the time. And so, as we finish this conversation tonight, I know it's been a little bit all over the place, but the real conversation really is around you. It's like, what are you willing to do for the long term? Not for a day, not for a week, not try something else. This isn't about trying, guys. This is about you doing the work for yourself to improve your health and well-being. As your health gets better, symptoms decrease. We see it all the time. But the question is, are you going to do it for yourself? And also, when it comes to you, what's your mindset? It's totally up to you. It doesn't bother me, but it's up to you. But this is what we see all the time. If you're believing that it's not possible, if you're believing that it's just luck, that people are just getting lucky, you're really underestimating the power of yourself. And you're giving your power away. Your reality is limited to your thinking. So if you believe that's not possible for you, it won't be possible for you. If you are open to the possibility of change and potential, you are more likely to do the things that are going to help you reach that potential. But don't get in the way of that progress and potential. Oh, it's not possible for me, or I've been too sick for too long. Mine's much worse than yours, and I've got all these problems. I had a client recently, more chronic illness diagnosis than I'd ever seen in my life. She was grey. And over time, she decided to be open to the possibility of potential, of getting well, of feeling better. Was it easy? No. It was horrendous. It was hard. She had to start really, really low. That lady barely left her house for 10 years. She was in her 60s. Her odds were against her. Everyone says the older you get, the less you recover. Again, I don't see truth in that. I've got an 84-year-old woman at the moment who is doing incredibly well. We've got a 10-year-old kid. Shout out to Jack right now. Jack is one of our best little clients. We love him. Everyone loves him. He's the sweetest kid. His mum's amazing. His dad's amazing. And that kid is progressing every single week, every single month, because he's doing the right things at the right time and just doing the work. Not complaining about it, not getting in his own way, just listening to the advice, applying it and moving forwards. We've got like people who are semi-functioning in our program, working part-time, working full-time. We've got people who are a 1 out of 10. We've got people who are a 7 out of 10. If you need help, you need help. Like ultimately, if you just want to get to the next level, then get to the next level. You don't have to feel bad to start. If you're already at a good level, let's get you to the next better level. Yeah. Super, super important. Hey, I'm going to round this up, but if you want help with this stuff and you want to be like some of the guys who are inside our mentorship program, I'm going to pop a link in somewhere and you can book in a free 15-minute chat to see whether or not we can help you, and also basically just to see where you're at and what you need help with. What I need you to do is, with that call, I need you to think about, before the call happens, think about what you'd like help with right now, what's going to help you the most. And then we can have a proper conversation around it versus kind of wasting time and just talking about the weather and all the past stories. But let's just like focus on right now what you actually need help with, what we can help you get unstuck with and move you forwards. Yeah, I just hope this video was really helpful. If it was, tag someone you know in this group. Or if you have someone that would really benefit from this, send it to them and let them watch it, because this can literally be life-changing for you if you allow it to be. Actually, before we go, let's pick a card. We've got a deck of CFS Health cards here with all our favorite quotes from our coaches in our program. Interestingly, it's "don't beat yourself up." I love that. Don't beat yourself up. Forgive, move forwards. And don't beat yourself up. It's okay to be where you're at. Let's just start there. Let's just start there and build. No more waiting. Guys, been great. You're amazing. And we'll see you all very, very soon. Bye for now. And of course, if you want to book in a call, have a chat, do it, don't wait. And let's have a chat. You'll be talking to myself or one of my team, most likely Erin, who's freaking amazing. And we'll help you figure out where you're at, what you need to focus on. And of course, we can help you further if you need it. All the best for now, and I'll speak to you soon. I hope you found this episode of the podcast really, really helpful. Here are 3 ways we can help you whenever you are ready. So first of all, we have a free information group on Facebook. And so if you do have a Facebook account, make sure you go and join that group. There is strictly no negative venting. It's a very supportive, uplifting group. And there are some great trainings in there that can help you get started with your recovery. So it's called the CFS Health Recovery Information Group. There's a link here anyway, so click that link and join it. The second thing is we have a bunch of free trainings that will really help you understand where you're at, but also help you move forward. So we're going to leave a bunch of free trainings for you. So click on that. We'll send it to your email, and obviously you can watch them in your own time. And thirdly, we've just created a 15-minute chat link. So if you're someone who's like, man, this sounds really good, this is really helpful, I really want some personal help, and you want to have a step-by-step plan that will help you go from where you're at to where you want to be, we have opened up a few spots to have a 15-minute call, no strings attached. Basically, this call is to see if or how we can help you. If we can, we'll be able to share with you some information on what that would look like. And if we can't, we'll send you some free resources that will help you if you would like to do that. So we're going to leave a link below. You can book in your 15-minute call. This is not a coaching call, so don't expect to get coaching in a 15-minute call. This call is really to have a conversation around you, what you need help with, and whether or not we can work together to help you get the results that you want. So if CFS Health, the mentorship program, sounds something that you're interested in, but you're just not quite sure about it yet, this is a perfect opportunity to book in that call, have a chat, and then of course we can go deeper if this is something that you would like to do. Hope you found the podcast helpful. Please leave some love, especially on the YouTube channel. Go and comment on the videos that you found helpful, and appreciate all your support, and we look forward to speaking with you soon. All the best for now. Speak to you soon. Bye.